Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a modern doctor's office for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I have designed the interior as well. Fun fact, I am somewhere in this intro. Let me know if you spot me and where. At the end of this tutorial, I will show you how you can modify this doctor's office in 2 different ways to suit your own tastes. But more importantly, this gives us 3 different versions of the same doctor's office that we can spread throughout our city. 3 for the price of 1 who doesn't love a good bargain. This is the amount of space required to make the build, including a handy grid, which you may choose to copy, that will show you the starting position. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 4 white concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend up by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend down to the ground, and then right by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We then want to extend backwards by 1. Dig in the ground to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dig backwards diagonally to the right by 2. 1, 2. Dig backwards by a further 3. 1, 2, 3. Stick a white concrete on the end and then extend outwards. Before we move on, we are going to fill the empty space in with sea lanterns, and we'll just stick 1 layer of glass on top of it for now. Next, we will extend our white concrete backwards by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We then want to extend all the way across the back of our build. The goal is to line up with where we started at the very beginning, and once we have, extend forwards by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dig a row of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then connect back to the beginning. Stick sea lanterns in the empty space, glass on top, and that will give us the outline of our building. Moving inside of the building a second, we want to, counting right of this window, find the first, second, third block, and from here we want to place 1, 2, 3 white concrete extending right, dig a row of 4 in the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the end, place a white concrete. Dig a row in the ground. Next to that, place a white concrete. Extend back 1. White concrete to the right. Dig a block in the ground. Next to it, place a white concrete. Dig 2 rows. Then place 3 white concrete. 1, 2, 3. Dig 2 rows. White concrete. Dig a row. White concrete, and then we can actually just extend right and then forwards just like this. So that will give us a row that should look very similar to that. Starting all the way back over here, we are going to place a row of sea lanterns in this long empty space. We will place a quartz brick here with an oak door on top. We will place a quartz brick here with an oak door on top. Sea lanterns here and here, and a quartz brick with a door on top of here. And I'm just going to place a single layer of glass on top of the sea lanterns. What we can now do is remove all of the grass from inside of the build. I am removing this grass in the strangest way possible. I don't even understand why I'm doing it like this. I guess sometimes you've just got to shake it up. So, what we are now able to do is fill the front of the doctor's office floor in using smooth stone. So, this is everything before the wall that we have placed. And then, for the back part of the office, we will completely fill the floor in with quartz bricks, or chiseled quartz. Either are quite nice. I prefer the more simple pattern of quartz brick myself, but you might prefer the other. Whilst we're here, we can further divide up these back rooms by placing a row of white concrete here, and a row of white concrete here, giving us 3 rooms at the back. We also want to add another row of white concrete behind the entrance area, with a row of glass on either side, and a row of glass pane, just like this, on either the left or right. It doesn't really matter which. In addition to this, we will place a row of smooth quartz slab here across the top, and then another row extending outwards, and left and right as well. The next thing that we will do is take every single white concrete that we've placed thus far, and place another row of 3 on top of it. So, 1, 2, 3, I'm starting here, and I'm just going to extend all of the white concrete upwards, extending all the way around, anti-clockwise. I'm also just going to move inside of the build and do the same as well. As these interior walls are as coarse, of course, as high as the rest of the build. English is a difficult language. And then we are also just going to raise up this curved window as well, using glass. We're going to make it the same height as the walls. And similarly, kind of, over here, we are going to make this window 3 rows high, and then place a row of white concrete across the top of it. And then we're going to move inside and do pretty much the same thing. So we'll make these windows 3 rows high, and then place white concrete across the top. We'll do all of the windows first. That is not white concrete. Maybe I need to go to the doctor's. Then above the doors, I'm just going to place a single glass with a white concrete on top. Just like this. We are then going to place a layer of smooth quartz slabs around the edge of the top of this curved window, which then leads us onto this next part. We are going to place a layer of light grey concrete that sits above and inside of the outer shape of our build. So it's easier seen than explained. We simply want to place an almost rectangular layer of light grey concrete like this, and then we are just going to completely fill this in. And this will form the roof for the build. However, in some of the rooms we are going to lower the ceiling and use a different ceiling material, but we'll discuss that when we get there because you may or may not want to do it. But I think that something that is non-negotiable is probably having a roof. I think that we can all agree that that's probably the best idea considering all of the medical equipment. I noticed something whilst we were filling the roof in. I don't know how I've managed to do it, but I didn't raise this wall up earlier. I'm serious, I might actually need this doctor's office. Next, we are going to place a layer of smooth quartz slab all the way around the top of the roof. This is just going to follow the shape of the roof all the way around. Next, we are going to remove some grass from around the building. We'll start off by digging all the way in front of this large flat area, and then we want to continue digging around, and the goal is to kind of like follow the shape of the building. So we want to leave this grass alone because I think it helps accentuate that area. I don't know if I said accentuate that area. Now both of those words sound wrong. Well, regardless, we want to dig all the way around like this, and then we are going to dig another row like so, and the goal is to stop once we reach this flat part like this, and then we are going to place, starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sea lanterns like so. And then we will fill the rest of the empty space in using smooth stone. So, now that we have created this, we are going to remove all of the grass and remaining grid from in front of this flat part. Next, we will place stone corresponding with the entrance area extending from the path to the outer boundary. We will then place smooth stone either side of this stone path, and all the way over here on the right as well, and all the way over here on the left also. We will then fill this small gap in here with grey concrete. Over here, we will place 1, 2, 3 rows of grey concrete. I'm realising we really shouldn't have removed these 2 rows, so we'll leave a gap of 2, and then place more grey concrete like this. Yellow carpet on the ends of the grey concrete rows. I'm then going to rectify my mistake by placing grass in between these 2 spots. Ferns here on the right, poppies here on the left, and then that leaves us this area here, which we are going to remove. And as a matter of fact, you can either remove it or you can leave the grass. The reason that I'm removing it is because I want to replace it with a stripy-ish sort of pattern of lime terracotta and green terracotta. So, in lieu of grass. It seems as though that I should use this instead of grass, only because it's kind of just... The building is so modern and clean, it feels as though that the grass should be that way as well, but it's also nice because it gives us a contrast between the grass that we have at that border. So, this is what we're working with right now. Next, we are going to place a light grey glazed terracotta here, with oak leaves on top. And then all the way over here on the right, we will leave a gap of 1 and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white concrete across this wall with a row underneath, just like so. And then we are going to write out the word doctor with a special banner on the end in front of this. So to do that, we'll crack open a loom, we'll place a white banner in there with black dye, and we've got to make a bunch of letters in our special sign. So the first letter is D. We will apply the pale sinister pattern, put white dye in there, apply the lozenge pattern, put our banner and our black dye back in, base, chief, and then pale dexter. Next banner is O, so this is pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, and base. Next would be C, so fresh banner, chief, base, pale dexter. Next would be T, so fresh banner, chief, pale. So next banner would be O, but we already have it, so instead it will be R. This is the pale dexter pattern, chief, and then bend. And last but not least, we are going to make, I don't know if this has a name, but the kind of universal health symbol. Red dye in there, fresh white banner, pale, and then the fess pattern. You can leave it at that, or alternatively, you can stick white dye in there, apply the Bourgeois pattern, followed by chief and base. So, with these banners, we can write D, O, C, T, O, R, and then our little red plus. And I think that that really does just help to finish off the build. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. First of all, we are going to smooth out this wall with white concrete, just like this. We will then place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white concrete extending across from that wall. A row of bookshelves across the top of this wall with light grey concrete here and iron trapdoors here. We will flip up some pale oak trapdoors here on the left with polished black stone buttons here. We are then going to place some light grey concrete here as well, with a rail here, polished black stone buttons here. We'll have paintings here, either 1 or 2, not the same one. I bet I've grabbed the same one, haven't I? Alright, let's try this again. Okay, that's not bad. So we'll remove these, and then place some here as well. We will also add a seat here, and we will add one here too. And then we will place pots here with different plants in them, item frames here with different potions in them, or books, or whatever. And then here on this desk, a lantern, item frame, book inside of it, flower pot, fern, and then let's place some red carpet just in front. Moving over to here, we will place 2 bookshelves in this position, leave a gap of 2 more bookshelves, black concrete here and here with paintings in front of the black concretes. We then want to place a smooth quartz stair here, leave a gap, here, leave a gap, place 2, leave a gap of 1 in front of these and place another set of stairs. And then we can actually dig around this in a rectangle and remove all of the blocks in between. And then we can fill all of this in using red wool. And then across this back wall, we can label these rooms. So this is going to be like exam room 1, even though there's no other exam rooms. And if you like, you can kind of like place torches to light this up, or we can get some light blocks in here later. Maybe even just like a single torch just above the door. And we'll just do this above the doors right now. So this room here is for an MRI scanner. It's that like big giant tube that you kind of like lay down in. And this one right here is an X-ray room. So we have all of those labeled, and I'm just going to stick a cyan glazed terracotta with an oak leaf on top. And this is the lobby area, looking pretty good. Whilst we're here, we may as well make the X-ray machine. So the X-ray machine is right in the middle of the back of this room, and we want to start off by placing an upside down quartz stair, specifically quartz, not smooth quartz, with a quartz stair on top facing this way. Smooth quartz slab on top of that. In front of this slab, we want to place, so this is tricky, but basically an upside down quartz stairs like this. And then we are going to place an upside down quartz stair here with an upside down quartz stair facing it, an upside down one here as well. And then we will place here and here iron trapdoors like this. So now that we have made our X-ray machine, we can put Steve on it by placing a Steve head here with a light blue carpet here and a blue carpet here. If you want to make the machine slightly longer, you can stick the grey carpet and have the whole body here, but I'm quite happy to just leave it like that. So on this wall, we are going to remove these 6 blocks, and we will replace these 2 here with sea lanterns and these 2 here with light grey concrete. We'll stick a stone button here. So originally, I actually applied a layer of smooth stone to the ceiling, and I stick some lighting in here, but I don't mind it like this. It's kind of meant to be dark in these rooms anyway, so I'm happy to leave it like that. And we can even add like a couple of iron trapdoors above this machine. I should probably mention what this is. So this is basically just a light box that makes it easier to read the X-ray films. So to make the films themselves, we'll throw down loom, open it up, black banner in there, white dye, and a school charge banner pattern. And then we can just remove all of these, and we can place a black banner here and the banner that we've just made here, and there we go. That is Steve's X-ray right there. You know what, guys? I think it makes sense to have a computer in this room. So let's place 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete here with a polished blackstone brick stair here, rail here, polished blackstone button here, and then we can make a computer screen by placing a painting here. And I'm thinking that we have another painting, this one, right here. And then you can even have like a flower pot with a flower if you like. And there we go. I think that kind of completes this room. It makes sense to have something that we can operate the X-ray machine with in here. So first thing you may notice in this room is we have the back of the lightbox machine. So we will place a stone button here, iron trapdoors here, and then we'll just reuse our banners like this. So the MRI machine itself is going to start here. We will place 1, 2, 3 block of quartz like this, extend the left and right one up, quartz stairs here, and here. Block of iron here. Extend forwards. And extend every block forwards like this. Smooth quartz slab here. And here. And then we will place, not that it matters because you won't really see it, but we still know, a backward stairs here, stairs in front of it like this, and it's actually up to you. So like in this, you can add a light, and that actually kind of like sufficiently lights the room. And then we can add Steve in here, so that's a player head, light blue carpet, and then grey carpet. We actually have his whole body in here this time. And then once again, it makes sense to have a machine so that we can actually operate this. For those of you that know what an MRI machine is and does, you would know that we can't actually have anything metal in here. So this is a big oops, but you know what? We're going to do it anyway. Maybe it's not necessarily an MRI machine, but maybe just a general sort of scan machine. Regardless, we will place our computer probably just one row away from the door, like this. And then we can stick our stair here, rail, polished blackstone button, and then we can just add our paintings. And then we can always have... I always like having flower pots on desks for some reason, but there we go. I think that's pretty nice. So now that we have completed our scan room, we are going to head all the way into the largest of the rooms, the exam room. So this is kind of like the actual doctor's office. And we are first of all just going to add a layer of white concrete to this side wall. We are then going to place 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz blocks here, iron trapdoor here. We'll then place an item frame here, here, and here, brewing stand here, light blue candle here, and then we are going to place bookshelves here, and then pale oak trapdoors here. These are kind of tricky to place all the way from the bottom, so you can kind of meet them in the middle from the top as well. And then we can place a flower pot here, fern here, and then paintings here, just like this. And potions of healing specifically in the item frames. If you like, you can add them to the brewing stand as well, because it just gives a cool effect. In this wall here, we are going to remove... Which blocks shall we remove? These blocks here, light grey concrete here, sea lantern here, stone buttons here. We will then place iron trapdoors above these sea lanterns with our trusty X-ray burners in front. We will then leave a gap of 1 here and place 1, 2, 3 bookshelves. We will then place a 1x1 painting here. We'll leave a gap of 1 here and then place a white bed. And we'll place a pale oak trapdoor here. 2 end rods here with a brewing stand on top. And then I want a painting here. And then we are going to place a polished blackstone brick stair here. That's a mouthful. With upside down quartz stair here. Smooth quartz slab here. Upside down quartz stair here. I actually don't mind if they are the smooth or regular variant myself. Rail here. Polished blackstone button here. Flower pots here. And then a couple of barrier blocks here so that we can stick a painting here, and then we'll leave a gap of 1 and place a stair here and here, just like so. And above these windows, I'm going to place some end rods connecting together, like so. And I might even remove some of these, but the point of this is to create kind of like a curtain rail. So we can throw down loom, open it up, white banner in there with cyan dye, and if we apply the pally pattern, we can place these here so that the curtains can be closed if necessary. So if you want the curtains to start up at the top, then you're going to have to remove some of these, but I'll actually leave it like so. And as we are making banners, we are also going to make a clock banner. So throw down limb, open it up, white banner in there, black dye. First of all, we apply the cross pattern, put white dye in there, pale Dexter pattern, base pattern, cyan dye in there, apply the Bourgeois pattern, and we're going to stick this right here. Absolutely perfect. And there's not really much else to add into the office unless you wanted to remove some of the floor like this, and you could apply any of the cyan blocks as kind of like a nice kind of like rug, just like so. If you did want to add a bit of colour, I do think it looks nice, but it's kind of personal. And something that I'm actually not sure if I did like or not was to add some buttons along the base of this bookshelf area or not. But I'll leave it up to you. And of course, on top of here, we can also place pots and lanterns and item frames with various doctor's implements in them as well, if you think that it would look a little bit better with maybe like, you know, something here. But, you know, you can kind of keep going and going, like you can add things along this wall as well. Like it's literally endless. So I'm going to stop here. It's at this point in the video that the tutorial should be over. However, something strange has happened, ladies and gentlemen. Something that has never happened in a tutorial that I have ever made, ever. Whilst I was making the thumbnail for this version of the doctor's office, I discovered a way that we could tweak the build. Enter into the frame, Doctor's Office number 2. So this is very much the same building as we have over there, but I've just made it a bit taller and added another window. This literally only happened because this building didn't look fantastic in a YouTube thumbnail. However, I can't very well just use a completely different version of the doctor's office as the thumbnail for this video, so I'm going to show you how you can take this version of the doctor's office and turn it into this one very quickly and easily. I will say I actually do prefer this version better, but just in case you do like that version as well, we just need to grab our glass, white concrete, light grey concrete, and smooth quartz slab, and the first thing we must do is remove this layer of smooth quartz slabs all the way around the top of the build. We will then remove the smooth quartz slabs from around this window section. We will remove the light grey concrete from this window section, and then we will place 3 more rows, 1, 2, 3, of glass on top of the glass blocks that we have remaining. We are then going to place 3 additional layers of white concrete on top of our white concrete wall. So we just want to raise them up to equal the height of the glass that we have just extended up as well. Next, we are just going to move inside of the build a second, and we have to raise up the ceiling inside of the front part of the build, which also includes raising up the walls for the back part of the doctor's office. So basically just these white concretes here. We don't have to raise up the interior walls, like separating the offices, but this part at the front we do. as we should also extend these up as well, as we now have to remove all of this light grey concrete here. I think it's worth mentioning that you can completely remove this part of the ceiling, or you could kind of just like cut it off and leave it here if you like. I actually prefer this more cozier version of the doctor's office, and I like how the reception area looks as well. So I'm just going to keep this part of the ceiling intact, so I'll have a shallower ceiling here, and then this way it doesn't really affect the build. So what we didn't want to see is that layer of light grey concrete extending all the way throughout the build, but I think that that looks fine as it is. So once you have removed the ceiling, and maybe if you are going to keep it like this, we are just going to extend up these white concretes as well. Once we've done that, we are now able to add a layer of light grey concrete on top of the glass, and then we are going to extend the light grey concrete all the way around the inside of the top of the building. So it's just going to sit inside the same area that the roof did before, but of course it's just a little bit higher. And then we are going to add a layer of smooth quartz slab around the top of the window section here, just as we did on the opposite build, and then we are just going to add our smooth quartz slabs all the way around the edge of our light grey concrete too. Just like this. I did also consider that you could add a window here just above this area, because otherwise this is very blocky. And then that would mean, so if we were to install a window here, that would unfortunately mean that we have two choices. So the window would extend above the doctor's sign all the way over to just left of the door, like this. So what you could do is, you could have like a light grey inlay, which looks really good. I think I actually prefer it to the glass, or if you have a look over here, then you can just have the glass, but then you would want to remove all of this. So there's a few different options. I'll kind of like leave you with whichever one you would prefer to have. And if you are going to have this, I'm actually thinking that we can add some light grey concrete just around the top of these walls. We can have glass in this particular section of the build, so for the roof, and then either light grey concrete around the top of here or just like white, and then we can just fill the rest of the roof in with light grey concrete. So I like this a lot. If you are going to make the larger version of the building like this, then I'd highly recommend having this configuration right here. This literally all just stemmed from the fact that because the building isn't very tall, but it is quite wide, it literally didn't look very good in a YouTube thumbnail, and I wasn't sure anybody would actually click on it. So just with a little bit of experimentation, I just made it a bit bigger, and I discovered that I like this version as well. Not to say that I like it better, but it's definitely another version. And I did have another thought on top of this as well, which I will share with you in just a second. So this is the version of the doctor's office, if you're going to have a larger one, that I think looks best. So the thought occurred to me that we could actually be a little bit cheeky. We could have this smaller version of the doctor's office, and we can have the larger version of the doctor's office. We can make the larger version a more modern version, leave it the way it is there, but the smaller version, I think, would also look good in bricks. So we can actually have two builds for the price of one. Like, this doesn't look dissimilar to my actual doctor's office in real life. Like, all we had to do was change the white concrete for bricks, and we've got like two completely separate builds now. So yeah, I realize that this is a really weird thing to do at the end of a tutorial. It almost seems as though that I should make 2 completely separate videos. But this literally happened organically, and these 2 builds are nigh on identical. Less so now, but you guys know what I mean. And now I'm gonna go right back to the regular outro like none of this had ever happened, because I recorded that before this. And with that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our modern doctor's office into our city. And where could our modern building possibly go? I think the modern suburbs. I'd really like to place this across from the modern McDonald's because that just kind of seems funny to me. But I think that we're gonna add it opposite the Pokemon Center because that is also kind of funny, and it's the only place that I can kind of fit it right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also, consider becoming a channel member. You will gain access to loyalty badges, some fun emojis, and a monthly download for every single build used in our city. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.